Okay, so I don't know, but we are told that there's a fufu pounding machine in town, and we're looking at the health implications. I will open the phone lines later after we've seen this video.
Facebook and Twitter, and 1760 will get you interactive. We have a WhatsApp platform as well, 0544334722, and please get interactive on that very WhatsApp platform. I have my personal handle, and Nana Akusia Kunedo is on Facebook as well. Many of you have been sending some of those messages, very interesting, especially the concern you have about the health implications of using the fufu pounding machine, and especially the issues raised by medical experts who have also been interviewed on the subject about whether hygienically these machines are well catered for, especially after the day's use, or in preparation just for the next day as well. So let's watch this whole piece on the subject.
Fufu is a very popular meal in Ghana. It is made from a combination of boiled cassava and plantain or yam pounded in a mortar with a pestle into a giant mass until the mix is soft enough to swallow without chewing. It is best enjoyed with soups, palm nut, light or granite soup, or a combination of soups. But the preparation of fufu requires hours of laborious work, from the boiling of the cassava and plantain or yam to the preparation of the soup. Pounding fufu on a regular basis has led to the hardening of many palms, with perspiration sometimes dribbling into the mixture. But with the advancements in technology, newer and easier methods are being sought to prepare this sticky mass of food. There is, for instance, a fufu pounding machine which grinds the cassava, yam or plantain within a twinkling of an eye. My curiosity to find out how these machines work took me to Kwashiman and Gbawe, all suburbs of Accra. At Kwashiman, the news team spotted a fufu milling machine a few meters away from a public toilet. The news team was shocked at closer inspection of the machine. Houseflies were seen enjoying food particles that, from the look of things, have been there for a very long time, even though the owner contends she washes it after each meal.
Make it in papa, and if Ibiru Baba Oba make it a man and Baba Poso or have make it in the Memonsua Capimubi negative. Moduala would then get him Munsusua. Let me make it in Yafa.
Attempt to talk to Charlotte Botio's customers proved futile. At Gbawe, the situation was not far from worse. Inside the milling room, I noticed the mill operator does not only twiddle with the mixture while milling, but he also dips a piece of foam into water, which is used to wet the dough in the machine to arrive at a uniform mixture. Louise Chidi is the operator here.
At times, when somebody comes and the first person is there, after he finish, then you can pour the other person's one into it. But if it takes a little time, that one you will wash. We wash the thing before we put that the second person's food into the machine. That is the only thing we do. And the people too are very interested in it, especially the chop bar operators. What they said is when they mill it from here or they pound it from the machine, the fufu increases more than to stand on it and then pound it.
He told the news team the price for milling depends on the quantity of the boiled foodstuff. Luis also says even though his workshop is not at a strategic location, he enjoys good patronage. For many patrons like Abena and Harrison, the advent of the fufu pounding machine is timely.
Na me sure one city na the way I met na ho awo say kaka kura na obebre we wan kasa we fufu na we no kura na udi kura enye yie nti one city utua na say otimi be wo dey very simple mami to me na simple.
You see, you can see that the cassava some are not good, some are hard. So immediately I cook and finish like that, I take it here because some are hard. This one is the simple way to do it. Yes, that's why I've been coming here always.
But public health expert Dr. Dennis Bote reckons there is cause for alarm.
There's a health hazard associated with the way it's being done. And it looks like it's being done on a commercial base, and we should take a second look at it. We see this thing being done in open space. You see, sometimes you see public toilets around. You see grass, some rubbish around in the area. Now, you have flies will be flying all over the place. These flies will go and sit on rubbish, refuse dumps, and they'll be flying around. Chances are they could sit on your food material that you have taken there. Interestingly enough, this is cooked cassava that they take to the milling machine. So after that, they take it home and then maybe turn it a bit, and then directly it's going to be eaten. That is where the danger is.
He warned the public to be health conscious and further called on the Ghana Standards Authority to intervene.
The reason why some people wouldn't want to eat fufu is that somebody will be touching the fufu all the time, and then somebody will be pounding and sweating. So I wouldn't want to eat that kind of food. So if technology has come, for me, it should go way beyond that. That there's little or no interference. As I put my thing in, it comes out, nobody touches it, I take it home, and the environment is clean enough. The machine itself, I mean, as in the metal case, how often is it cleaned? After how many days of milling the cassava is it cleaned? You know, because overnight the debris that is left in there, bacteria, you leave it in his shop, bacteria can grow on it, fungi can grow on it. The following day, how is that machine clean? Is there hot water or something that will kill germs and things to make sure that starting a new day, I haven't gotten this machine infected with bacteria or some things from the environment? Because once cassava is carbohydrates, fungi, they love carbohydrates. They will just start growing. The bacteria, they just capture. It's a source of nutrition for them. People should be made to be responsible. So I'm saying that the standards board should go around, encourage the people, but then they should do the right thing. Hygiene is ultimate, it's optimum for us.
The fufu pounding machines have, however, not been able to render the traditional mortar and pestle redundant. For many Ghanaians, if fufu is not pounded in a mortar, it cannot be the real deal.
Machine. No, not do that. I don't come put it in your cry. No. Oh, I don't have any reason, but it's not good. It's not good for you pounding the fufu. Then rather going to the machine for the machine to pound the fufu for you, for your husband to eat. It's not good. It's not even hygienic. Me in Swan found caught. In the Kenika me fufu ama miku mewo ewo drum. I didn't hear. Then you can catch the head and I'm a banchini body, of course, I make a warner, media blame you comedy. And in the end, to me, boy, papa, to send me a mail a fee.
With the fufu mailing issue, I don't really know how hygiene the place is. And from what I know, they put water into that, and I don't know how hygiene the water was is. So I prefer my wife pounding the fufu at home.
Whether pounded in a machine or a mortar, it is important that the surroundings and conditions under which the meal is prepared are hygienic. Ridwan Karim Dini Osman, Joynews, Accra.
Kofi SL is in the studio. He is the head of food inspection in the division at the Food and Drugs Board Authority, right?
Yeah, but the legislation has also changed.
Oh, it's changed. What is it?
Yes, I'm now the head of the Food Industrial Support Services Department.
Okay,
yes.
that's great.
Yeah, to support the local industry as far as, or industry generally, whether it's in the area of processing, whatever that has to, we consider an industry that we regulate in the food area. We're supposed to be having technological challenges or technical challenges. We're supposed to support them to meet regulatory requirements.
Right, so congratulations there.
Thank you very much.
Now, we're looking at implications or health implications of the new fufu machine, fufu pounding machine. What do you think of it? You saw the video and your take on that. So let's look at innovation-wise in this direction, where in 2004, I remember some student of King Westy, brought up something like that. So the PISL did that, and then, someone was just doing it. Innovation-wise, what does it mean to Ghana?
Well, thank you very much. And in my opinion, innovation-wise, you can say that we want to move forward, okay? You want to eat fufu, and then the traditional practice of someone having to pound it. There are times people will claim they don't even get someone. I remember when we were growing up, mothers would be shouting here and there.
Come and pound your fufu,
this kind of thing. So if there is a facility, like now we're using blenders, for example, to blend tomatoes and vegetables at home and whatever, if you want to prepare soup. Hardly will you see someone using a potoyoa or the normal stone that we grind these vegetables on. Today we are using blenders, and virtually in every home, everybody's using a blender. And that is what technology is all about, making life easier. And so I think those who invented or those who wanted to go into this fufu pounding machine, we had that thought, okay? So let it be innovative. Let us come up with something that will take away that labor-intensive food preparation technology, where someone will have to be pounding, and at the end of the day, you see blisters in people's palms and all that. But even equipment is supposed to do that. Anywhere we've introduced technology, it's supposed to remove the human factor. Okay, it makes it more efficient and what have you. But then it doesn't. What we are seeing today, that we see as perfect or improved technology, didn't come to this level. Had to go. It started from somewhere. You can go back into history. Those who introduced or who invented the motor vehicles and all that. If you see the first motor vehicle that was invented, the first aeroplane that was invented, then you compare it to what we have currently, then you will say, yes, over the years, there has been tremendous improvement.
Looking at certifications and approvals, looking at this machine in particular, what was the process? Did it come to you? Did you?
No, the Food and Drugs Authority doesn't have jurisdiction over standards as to what are the standards for a particular machine that is supposed to be used for food processing. What we consider as regulators is that the equipment in use will not negatively impact on the safety of the food that is being produced or that is being processed by that particular equipment. So somehow, even though we don't standardize or approve a particular equipment to say that this equipment is okay, it can be used for this, whoever is going to manufacture that particular machine should bear in mind that the requirement as far as food regulation is concerned, that the machine should be such that it will not negatively impact on the safety of the food. And so we are concerned about the sort of materials that are used in the processing or in the manufacture of that particular machine. Will that machine, for example, you have what do you call it, formica. As part, I saw one of the videos, formica is used as part of the food contact surfaces. All right. Now we know the issue about formica, the fact that they use melamine in processing formica. Okay, and so you can have some bleaching of melamine into the food, and we know about the problems with melamine. Okay, the fact that it can cause kidney problems and what have you. We're looking at the the sieves. Okay. If you look at what sort of metal was used, ideally it should have been stainless steel. But we're seeing people are using cast iron and things like that rust and then will shed into the food. You are using wood, okay? And wood, what type of wood? Is it hardwood or softwood? Okay, if you're forming splinters, then the splinters will just get into the food, and then it can cause choking and what have you. And so all these things are problems associated with the manufacture of machines.
So looking at this particular machine, what do you think? What kind of exposure or risks is the public exposed to?
Well, if we consider it's not becoming, or what we saw.
I don't know if you could have the footage on TV.
Yeah, what we saw was one that was like a public fufu pounding machine. Okay, I recall that we encountered some people who were using it, and we had to stop them from using them. Okay, and so this particular footage is giving us that indication that there's more work that we have to do. But those who were doing it, obviously, you can have a food processing facility close to this public toilet. I mean, that in itself has some serious food safety implication. And you look at the wood, I believe at the end of every working day, what happens? They will have to do some scraping, and you see flies in there because it's not properly covered and all that. And then, again, you ask yourself, who are those handling the food? Because there's a lot of, hand contact, handling of the food. Okay, those who are handling the food, what is their health status? We cannot have another issue, problem with food hygiene associated with the introduction of these machines. Like I said, there were some companies who were trying to do this. Yeah. And then we had to come into, some sort of discussion. And I believe that discussion is going to lead to probably an improvement of the current, structure that we have. If it is even going to be used at all. You can see he's had to drop a foam in water, suck it up, and then gradually let down the water over there so that you can have some smooth paste. Okay, what is the hygienic status of the water that is being used at this level? Fufu generally, if you be at home, in the chobas and all that, fufu pounding generally has some level of risk associated with it. If you look at the way it is done, you have to sprinkle water on the paste to lubricate it. That's exactly what we saw here. Yeah. And so, if you consider the fufu pounding operation itself, the risk associated with it has to do with personal hygiene, has to do with environmental hygiene, has to do with the physical hazards that could be introduced. Problems associated with flies having to get to the pounding area. And so there's a whole risk associated with fufu issue. Okay, that does not mean that, we should throw away this beautiful...
So best practices, do you think these machines should be made smaller for homes, perhaps? If you're feeling lazy to pound, you see, they should make it smaller
we have commercial blenders. Yeah. And then we have domestic ones. If we can have blenders or a pounding machine of a sort, that will be hygienically presented, where I can drop the cassava, I can drop the plantain, you have stainless steel blades that mixes it up. It is electrically powered. Here you see the motor attached to it, and the motor is driven by diesel, or petrol. Now, it is going to let out some exhaust fumes. That fumes can contaminate the food, and if you have droplets from the fuel tank into the food, you are contaminating the food already with fuel, and that in itself presents some chemical hazard to the consumer. And so there is a lot of improvement of the structure of the facility.
Some of them, you see the cassava in very small quantities, but they are feeling so lazy to pound it. So they said, let me just bring it here. I just pay 1 cedi for it. So what do you think, looking at the environment? Because no matter how we tell them it's unhygienic, they'll still go there. So best practice again, looking at the environment, what do you suggest?
What I'm saying is we don't want to endorse this public, pounding operation. We don't want to endorse it because the technology is not up to the level that we want it. And
so how do you regulate it then?
No, so it is not being regulated.
You won't regulate it.
We can't endorse it because the technology is not appropriate. I get my point. We have a lot of food safety implications as far as this current technology is concerned, and it has to be improved. Okay. Fortunately, because of my current portfolio, I'm having meetings with Empretech. We have one with Association of Small Scale Industries and all that. we want to sing from from the same page.
So if I get you right, you can't endorse, you can't regulate.
We can't endorse, we can't. Once you're not endorsing it, there is nothing, no business to regulate it. Because if you are endorsing it, that means that you have taken up the responsibility to regulate it. Okay? But the product, the material is in such a state that it is not possible for you to say people should go out there.
So what happens? So what are you doing about that? So should they shut it down? What is it?
Yes, those that we got to know of, we completely shut them down. We see some of them. I get my point. And so these ones, of course, they are operating within certain local government jurisdictions. And I'm very happy you are showing it. And so we want to encourage or urge our partners in the local government that they should take note of this. Because obviously, those who are doing this will need permit from the district assembly or the municipal assembly, metropolitan
what if
assembly.
They have it? What if they have the
They
permit
cannot.
to do it?
I don't think they will have. I can bet my last penny on it that no local government will give these people the license to operate such a public facility. Already, if you look at our public meals, where we call them Nikenika, okay, we are even having problems with that, and that is one of the major issues that we're going to tackle this year, the Food and Drugs Authority, as far as the Industrial Support Services Department is concerned. We need to improve on the hygienic status of these areas. If you go to any Nikenika, and interestingly, no one of us has a private meal at home where we meal maize and then granules and things like that. Most of us are taking them to these commercial meals. And then look at the status of these facilities. And they've been like that from time immemorial. And then these are the things that we want to discourage. We want to improve on those facilities. So long as we cannot have privately run meals in our homes, or we don't have equipment.
So you endorse that. So if they are made smaller, that is fine.
If they are made smaller, they are handy, that you can use in your home. Hygienically structured, manufactured, such that it can be cleaned properly. This one would definitely present some cleaning challenges because of the blades and where they are located and all that. So there is a lot of engineering work that has to be perfected. And this is what we are discussing with Ampritech, and this is what we wish to discuss with Ampritech, and all those involved in the fabrication of these machines. Currently, there is another one that is used in grinding kenke, for those who are into commercialized kenke production. These are all issues of concern to us. Okay, if you take the Nikenika that I mentioned, the corn meals, look at what sort of oil are they using to lubricate it. You have an attrition activity where there is a lot of friction between two sharp blades with sharp surfaces, and they're supposed to, brought very close. And as you pass the maize in between the surfaces, they move against each other, and that is how the grinding is done. Now, the blades or the sharp ends wear out over time. You ask yourself, where do these metal pieces go to?
The food.
They get into the food, and so what kind of metal are we looking at? Do they present some level of risk to us? So we need to, by now, have done or carried out some risk assessment with this sort of corn meals that we have, knowing very well that maize or kenke, cocoa and stuff like that are more of staples that we eat a lot in these countries. We need to consider some high level of food safety risk assessment as far as this operation is concerned with regards to metal contamination.
So finally, sir, what would you advise people who said they like this because it's faster?
We want to discourage them. We will advise that they don't do this. If they do, they're putting their lives at risk. Okay? And then let them even visit the area. If the person is...
They don't care.
If people... No, but the point is you cannot say you don't care. You fall ill eventually. And who is going to take care of that? Because, look, cheap things are very expensive. I keep saying that. Any cheap thing is very expensive. You don't want to waste time at home and then pound the fufu and eat it yourself. So you want to find a cheaper way of doing it. You put your life at risk. And all those that will be served that fufu. I heard one woman saying that, it is not proper. That is more of, what do you call it? Tradition and cultural practice and things like that. But if it is where a hygienically manufactured, structured facility,
like a blender
of a sort, okay, with all the appropriate food contact services that have been employed in the manufacture of that particular machine, then I don't think it will be anybody's concern to say that it is regulated, it is licensed to be used as a public fufu pounding area. There's nothing wrong with that. We can move into that, but it should be done properly using the appropriate technology.
I think you should ban that too, because people are patronizing.
Precisely.
The FDA should put some.
I wish we could get to know the address of these facilities.
Yeah,
and I'm
we'll
happy.
give it to you.
Precisely.
We will give it to you.
We'll give it to you. We'll welcome that, and we'll move in immediately to have it consecutive.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now I'm talking to Kofi Esther. He's a head of food and what?
Food Industrial Support Services
Okay,
Department.
that's a new position. So, and then congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
All right. So you've been watching the AM show, and then we're looking at the health implications of the new fufu. He said it all. You know, you should know your life is very precious, and don't eat anything. Just pound the fufu at home and wait for the improved one, like a blender.
Even pounding at home, you have to observe hygiene.
Yeah, that's very important too. Yeah. Anyway, so my name is Nana Akrisak, and I watch you roll and walk. I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a nice day.